This is a presentation of Welcome Molalla, where we bring you fun and informative videos from within our community. In today's episode, Molalla welcomes Mayor Keith Swigart and Council President Leota Childress, who will answer last month's submitted questions and talk about all the information from last month's activities.
Hello, Molalla. Welcome to Coffee with the Mayor, although it's remote. Today, Council President Childress is with me. Hello. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
I wanted to start off this morning by answering questions that the last Coffee of the Mayor program created, well, the people created. Question one was, what is your stance on defunding the police? My stance on defunding the police is I would not like to defund them. Every police department, unless it's a small town, always has good cops, they have bad cops. Okay, so let's take care of the bad and not slap hands. Let's, I don't want to put them in jail unless they do something like they did with Mr. Floyd, but they need to be punished, and they need to be punished a little harder than they have been. Defunding the police, getting rid of good police officers, getting rid of specialized units is not going to help, in my opinion. Will we see, the second part of this question is, will we see a decrease in police presence in Molalla? No, we will not. We have, in my opinion, some of the best officers in any police department. And we have a lot of people coming in, bringing gifts of food, and are very pleased with our police department. Question number two, what is the latest on the hemp processing plant hearings? When COVID came into effect, that kind of went on the back burner. That is something that I won't speak to because anything in litigation I don't want to talk about. It's not a good thing to do. So I will leave it at that. The third question, why am I not speaking out against the governor's mask order that is clearly in violation of the Constitution? I haven't read the Constitution according to that, so I don't know for sure. I can tell you, Clackamas County was put in with Washington and Multnomah County. We're all put together, Tri-Counties area. Clackamas County has been trying to pull out of that. And right now, we are waiting for numbers to come out that we have something to go by. I have the latest numbers, and this is for the week of July 5th through August 8th. Clackamas County's numbers average about 3.8%.
Is that confirmed cases, Mayor?
This is test positivity, case rate per 100,000.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. We also have Marion County, which I hit on because they were allowed to go into phase 2. They were pulled back, but they were allowed at one time. Their positivity rate is an average of about 8.4% for the past, from July 5th to August 8th. Multnomah County, they're a little better. They're in the little over 5% range average. Washington County is about 5%, 5.5% range. We are clearly lower. We have 1 week at 5.2, 4.3, the rest are in the 3% range. We are being good boys and girls so that we can have some ammunition for the next round with the governor. They have only given us $40 million or Clackamas County, I should say, in relief funds, whereas Portland, Multnomah County, and Washington County are all up in the 100 million range. And I know it goes by population. I know our population is low. However, we do have the largest county out there. We are trying to get ourselves out of the tri-county situation. I will update you as we fight that. And the county is fighting it. They weren't before, but they are now. The last thing I have to talk about before Councilor Childress starts the commentary on her part of it is on Facebook I saw people complaining about the tolls that are going to come about. I urge you right now, comment periods are open. I urge you to get on the county website. If you have anything that you want to put out there to the county or to Metro about the toll situation, right now is the time to do it. However, the rural mayors fought on the tolls because we had no out. If they had gone, that right now it's going between Stafford Road and 213 on 205. Had it been different or gone any farther, Molalla would have paid the toll and there was no way around it. There's only one way for us to get into town on 205, and that's 213. So we have a win there. My suggestion would be to take the win, but if you have comments, please get on their website. You can email them to them. You can comment on there, or they have, if you have the capability of Zoom meetings, they have meetings that you can watch live. And that's all I have.
Do you have the website to go to give an opinion on the toll?
I do not, just Clackamas County.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Clackamas
anybody
County
can
website,
Google.
yes. They're the
Google
ones that are going to do
Clackamas County.
it. Yes.
Okay.
So, okay, and
Great.
now, Council President Childress has some information to put out too.
Okay, I just have a few announcements, since this is the way we do coffee with the mayor.
Yes.
That's about what it's boiled down
Yep.
to. One of the first things I want to do and to make known to you is the city staff has kept going during COVID. City Manager Huff, when COVID first came about, he was of course required to say, COVID leave is available, you know, and you couldn't make anybody work through COVID, which is fine. And so he had a staff meeting and told everyone that. And out of all of our employees, only 2 had to use COVID leave. Single mothers, no question, you know, they had to. And the rest of the staff are so devoted to this city, to all of you, that they stayed on and they worked hard. Probably, I don't know what majority, but there are a number of the staff who don't even live in the city of Molalla.
That's right.
But they're dedicated to the city of Molalla. And you know, there was, from the very outset, finance started keeping track of any expense that was COVID related, because naturally we assumed there would be some help coming down with that. And just about a month ago, we submitted our first COVID related reimbursement request, and we had $38,000 worth of expenses. Nothing at all compared to other cities. Some other cities actually let some of their staff go home and then brought contract workers in to do the work. So to be honest, I'm a little concerned about how they'll fare financially through that. But I just want to give a big shout out to Dan Huff and his employees for how they have come through this so far, and for their diligence in
Yes.
taking care of us and guarding our money, guarding our money as well. Another thing that the council has done, and the city, that I want to make sure you know about, is back in about 2013, I think it was, we set water rates for the next 5 or 10 years based on what we could see it would take to keep the water, you know, going and the repairs up and everything. Pardon me. And part of that ordinance called for an annual review. Well, you know, everybody says, oh, sure, they're going to look at it. They'll never do anything about it.
Or they'll raise it.
Or they'll
Yes,
raise it,
yes.
yeah, more than that.
Yes.
Well, that wasn't so. The review that was done, that would end in 2020, showed that it was unnecessary that we implement the projected increase. And so the council voted to bypass it. Now, that is kind of unheard of.
Yes, it is.
But that demonstrates again, to me, the great job that our city staff has done. So that's good news for you. Don't forget that we bypassed a rate increase that was already set in stone,
so
soft
they don't,
stone.
they don't always come to council for more money. They come to council when they want to save money, save the citizens money, and that's a great thing.
That is
That is a great
absolutely. Okay, there's been some questions about the wastewater treatment plant rebuild. And of course, this is always a bone of contention, one side or another. But I just want to share just a little bit of information here. When it was realized a couple or 3 years ago that we had to have a new plant, costs were up in the $75,000 to $85,000, $1 million range. Terribly high. And that cost, however, included the plant and all the work that had to be done prior to putting that plant live. So there were such things as inflow and infiltration that had to be repaired, and what that means is, pardon me, stormwater was leaking into the sewer water. And now that may not sound like much of a deal, but every ounce of water that goes into the sewer has to be treated by the plant. So it causes the plant to have to work more. And the majority of that, if not all of it, has been sealed up. We've done some other things that have already been completed. So today, for the plant itself, we're looking at around $27.5 million. And I know that's still a big bill.
But it's a lot less than the thought of or projected possible 70 million.
It certainly is.
And on a lagoon system, that would have been horrible. Which did the repairing the underground facilities, pipes, did that have anything to do with the lagoon?
Well, the
Let's go
result
into
of a
lagoon.
lot of this means that we're not going to have to build a third lagoon.
That's great.
So that's another
great.
big cost saver. And the new plant is being built for expansion. You know, back in the 70s when DEQ came through and said, oh, you can't use this lagoon system anymore. You've got to put this plant in. And they went out and they gave everybody all this money to put in plants. Mm-hmm. They didn't give any money for upkeep, and it hasn't been upkept. We're not the only city facing this. There are cities all across the nation facing this because everybody's system is 40 to 50 years old. So anyway, the plant is going to be built for expansion to accommodate growth. There's a couple of extra bays being put in there, and don't call me on terminology here.
No.
But those bays can have a little something added to them, and then they become part of the whole works.
I think you called it, they're setting up for the young people out there, meaning under 50. They call
Right.
it plug and play, so it won't cost a fortune to tweak it up farther.
Right, they got the base in
Yes,
there, so to
yes.
speak, yeah. And the rates that we're looking at right now, and it isn't final yet, it's not final till we sign on the dotted line, but we're looking at roughly a 6% increase through 2026. And then, of course, there's going to be annual reviews. The rates are calculated with no growth
Right.
plan, no new businesses. So as growth continues, the cost is going to be spread among more ratepayers.
Right.
So it's very possible that those rates won't have to be raised.
Now, refresh my memory, but I believe council is going to look at this every year, correct?
Yes,
To
this
see if the rates
requires,
have to go up that much?
correct,
Good.
correct, annual review, definitely. Okay, okay, you're going to see a flyer flash on the screen here. I got some information yesterday about foreclosure prevention assistance for homeowners. And this also applies to manufactured homes. There are ways to defer your payment. It might be to add it on to the end of the mortgage or something similar. And that's all under the Federal CARES Act, which is effective until September 30th. So you can go to, as a matter of fact, if you just go to my page, Leota Childress, on Facebook, you'll see a link there that will take you to that information. That's really the easiest thing. And there's also a link for rental assistance. We don't, the longer this thing goes on, the more likelihood that there's going to be a greater need for this. So, let's see. The latest thing that's been done around town that's really cool is the Pianos in the Park program has been expanded.
Yep.
I know you especially like this third piano that's come out with the race car theme.
Yeah, I do.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful. So we have 3 now, and we put that race car theme piano in at Fox Park under the gazebo, along with the other one there. So there's 2 of those there because we're running out of covered spaces to put pianos, is what it boils down to. And then we've got the first responder piano sitting in the gazebo at Long Park now.
Yes.
Right? And we really need to paint that gazebo.
Yes, we do.
That piano's too pretty to sit in there the way it is. So I know there's one nonprofit here in town that I've heard is looking for a project.
Oh, good. That'd be a good one for
So we'll talk to them. If that doesn't come through, we'll probably come back to you. Painting something that's already constructed is no big deal. You can see a presentation about the pianos in the park if you'll watch City Council Live tomorrow night. We can't invite you to come to City Council because of the limit now on how many can come into a room. So we encourage you to watch it live. If you have questions ahead of time, you can send those in to the city at Dan Huff or D Huff at cityofmolalla.com. And those, you can ask questions or make comments on things that are on the agenda. So,
I believe, and I haven't heard, you probably have talked to Bob more than I have, but isn't a baby grand going up at the Adams Cemetery?
it is, and I think that's being worked on now.
Good.
One of the other themes that's being worked on is the Molalla Indians and the Molalla tribe. It's going to be very pretty. A local student, as a matter of fact, is working on that. We have 2
good.
students working on pianos.
That's great.
And I'm not sure of the third theme.
I'm not sure either.
I don't recall.
But I'm sure they'll come up with a good one.
Right,
They will come up with a
They
good
sure will. We're excited for that. And so if any of you happen to be business owners and would like a piano sitting at the front of your business, you have a covered, eave or something where it could be somewhat out of the weather. Let's see. Talk to Ken at the main shop.
Yes.
That'd be the easiest. They're there from Thursday through Sunday. So drop in there.
Yes.
And you said there's some, the sole proprietors can now file for unemployment?
I watched the news, and the state of Oregon legislature got together and they said that they passed a bill that will allow sole proprietors owning their own business to file for unemployment where they could not before. So I urge you to check in on that. I know a lot of people that have been upset and are hurting because they opened a business and they couldn't file for themselves. Well, now they can, but I would urge you to get on the state's website and find out exactly how it works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they should have more information on that. And don't be dissuaded by hearing from people that they've filed and they haven't heard anything back, because I know people who filed and within a week they got
Yes.
their letter of
Yeah. acceptance
acceptance or rejection. So I encourage you, if you fall into that category, to go do that. The last thing I have is to encourage you to vote this year. You can register. If you're not registered, you can do that up through October 21st. go to sos.oregon.com. That SOS is Secretary of State, by the way. And then select voting, and then you can register from there.
I might also add that 8:30 at night, Sunday night, which rubbed me the wrong way a little bit, but there was a knock on my door, and census takers are coming through town. They're in Molalla. I don't know if you've seen any, but very nice young man. I answered his questions. I didn't give him a hard time because they're just doing their job, okay? They're not the ones to complain about if you have any complaints. So please respect them and answer their questions and get it done. It only took 5 minutes, and we were done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did read that they're doing the second wave.
Yes.
Trying to get more people in there. So.
Right. And the census is a help, not a hindrance. They need to know who's there, the population, what the population of Hispanics is, American Indians, and so on. And that helps the amount of money that we receive from the federal government.
Mm-hmm.
So please answer the questions. They don't ask anything invasive, so it works out well. One thing I have, or I would like to speak about, is I've seen on Facebook, I don't get on it much, but it was said that I was running for council to stack the deck against
Others.
certain people, yes, that are running. That's untrue. I put 4 years in. I got half done what I wanted to see done, which was family wage jobs. We have a lot of corporations that are looking at Molalla. Nothing in stone, written in stone. We have possible grocery chain looking. We have possible wood pellet mill that are looking. And these are all going to be good family wage jobs, especially the pellet mill if we can get it in here. That has to do with the county, so I haven't talked to Ken Humberston yet, but I will be. The second thing that I wanted to get done in this city is affordable housing. Mm-hmm. That is one of the American dreams. No one, I don't care if you're black, white, red, brown, or purple, should have to wait until they're 40 to 50 years old to buy their first home. I believe, and I'm working on that now, I believe that we can build housing. And it may not be the Taj Mahal, but for a first home, it will get you in the door. As you build equity in that home, you can move up. So that's the reason I am running for council. Did you have anything else?
I don't believe I do.
Okay.
So, good morning to you.
Yes, with that I will.
And good morning to you.
And thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for spending time with Welcome Molalla. We hope you enjoyed this episode and that you will come back for more and share with your friends.